Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. We are going to solve mechanical questions of GATE 2012. A unit dislocation is split into two partial dislocations. The correct combination of the Berger vector of the partial dislocation for a given unit dislocation having Berger vector a by 2, 1, 1 bar, 0. So guys, this is the first Berger vector which we have, which has got 1, 1 bar, 0, right? So this has to split into two Berger vector. So guys, we know that whenever it splits, then vectorially it should be correct. That means the sum of these two should be equal to this, right? So now if you see from the options, so let us see, we'll check one by one. Let us see, first check option A. So let us add this one. So a by 6, 3 minus 3, 0, right? So it will be a by 6, then a by 2, 1, 1 bar, 0. Okay, so this matches with what which we have, right? So I think the answer is clear. Option A will be the answer. Now let us see option A, like B, C, D, why it is not correct. So if you add this, like, so it will be a by 6, 0 minus 3 and 3. So this will be equal to a by 2, 1, 1 bar, sorry, 0, 1 bar, 1. So this is not equal to this, right? So similarly you can check for C and D also, right? So guys, we have got this answer A. A polymer matrix composite is reinforced with long continuous ceramic fibers aligned in one direction. The Young's moduli of the matrix and fibers are EM and EF respectively, and the volume fraction of the fiber is F, assuming isostress condition. Young's modulus of the composite is C in the direction perpendicular to the length of fiber, okay, is given by, okay. So here two things are given and both have the same meaning. See, assuming isostress condition, so same amount of stress will be applied on the matrix and as well as on the fiber. And Young modulus we have to find for composite in a direction perpendicular to the length of the fiber, right? Suppose this is your matrix and you have these fibers, and these are very long fiber, and if you apply a stress over here, then this is called as your isostrain, which you know, right? But here you see, this is asking you about this isostress condition. So isostress condition will be applied in this perpendicular direction, okay. So this is isostress condition. So here one more thing is given, Young's modulus of composite in perpendicular to the length of the fiber. So this is perpendicular. So there are two hints over here, but what formula we will know. So what do we use in the case of isostress or in the perpendicular direction? We use this formula, 1 by E of composite is equal to F of, suppose, fiber, then E of F plus 1 minus F by E of M, right? So which is the option which we are able to see? Yeah, this is the answer, option C, right? Okay, simple. 43, question number 43. Match the phenomenon listed in group 1 with the possible mechanism in group 2, right? So first, these are the things like fatigue, creep, strain hardening, okay guys. Then yield point phenomenon. So fatigue will match with, see in the right hand side, or we can match like this, grain boundary sliding. We know grain boundary sliding happens in the case of creep, right? Then slip band extrusion and intrusion. The slip band extrusion and intrusion is formed in the case of fatigue. Then Cottrell atmosphere. So Cottrell atmosphere, we know yield point phenomenon which happens in low carbon steel, okay, that contains carbon nitrogen. Then dislocation interaction. So when two or more dislocation interact, they become immobile like Shockley partial. then they create strain hardening. Okay guys, so P matches with 2, Q matches with 1, R matches with 4, and S matches with 3 is option C, right? Next, fracture stress for a brittle material having a crack length of 1 micrometer is 200 MPa. Fracture stress for the same material having a crack length of 4 micrometer is. So I think this is also a very easy question. We know the fracture stress is 2e gamma s upon pi c to the power half, where c is equal to half of crack length. Like the diagram is like this. This is internal crack which is of length 2c. If it is external one, then it will be of length c, right? Okay. So this sigma f is 200 for material which has a crack length of 1 micrometer, right? So we'll write it as 1 by 2 because crack length is half. 1 by 2 to the power half, right everyone? In the next case, what it is asking, fracture stress for the same material having a crack length of 4 micrometer. So we don't know the sigma f dash, let us write it, then 2e gamma s by pi into 4 by 2. Okay, crack length is given 4, so it will be 4 by 2. So now let us divide this. 200 by sigma f dash is equal to, this will be cancel, this pi cancel, 2 cancel. So here it will be 4 by 1 to the power half, so it will be 2. Sigma f dash equal to 200 by 2, it will be 100. That means when we increase the crack size C, when we increase this sigma f decreases, right? So here also if you see, sigma f is inversely proportional to your C, right? As means the size of the crack, if you increase, the fracture will happen at a lower stress. Okay guys, so option C is the correct. Next, for the above stress cycle, so this is the stress cycle. Here it is given you 50 MPa and the negative it is given -100. So stress ratio, guys, what is this stress ratio? It is sigma minimum by sigma maximum. So what is your sigma minimum? It is -100, right? And the sigma maximum is your 50. So it is what? It is -2, right? Okay, amplitude ratio. So this amplitude ratio is nothing but ratio of your amplitude divided by the mean. So sigma max minus sigma mean divided by sigma max plus sigma mean, right everyone? This is what we know, right? So what it will be, sigma max equal to 50 minus sigma mean is -100, whereas sigma max is 50 and sigma mean -100. Okay, so this will be 50 plus 100, 150 divided by -50, so it will be -3. Yes, so -3. Let us move on. The strain hardening behavior of an annealed rod during cold rolling is given by sigma bar. Sigma bar is equal to 700 epsilon to the power 0.2. Epsilon is your strain, right? The sigma bar is the flow stress and strain is epsilon. Okay, flow stress after 50% reduction in area of the annealed rod on cold rolling is, okay, so here it is asking the flow stress value. So guys, we have this equation for 54. Let us see here. Sigma bar is equal to 700 epsilon to the power 0.2. So it will be 700 epsilon is how much when we have 50% reduction? Yes, tell me, how will you find? So this epsilon will be ln A0 by AF, right? This gives you the true strain value. So this epsilon will be like A naught, and there is 50% reduction in area. That means the final area is your 50% of initial area. So A naught by 2. So this is nothing but ln 2. So here it will be ln 2 to power 0.2. Right? No issue. So it will be 650.49. Okay. So this is what it will match with B. Now let us see for 55 question. If a wire of 5 mm diameter is drawn from the above cold rod of 10 mm diameter, the drawing stress neglecting the effect of friction and redundant work is approximately. Okay, so here it is asking you the drawing stress, means what is the amount of stress which will be experiencing, right? So guys, if you see the formula to find this drawing stress, so sigma drawing stress is equal to K anode ln anode by F. Okay, where K is the basically gives you the value of the flow stress, which is over there, right? So flow stress is how much? So flow stress is 650. And what is A naught? A naught means initial area. So what is this initial area? It is 10 mm. So it will be area will be like, so this is a Y shape, right? So this is our dia. So this pi d square by 4 it will be, right? So here I will write pi into d square. D is how much? 10 square by 4. And since 10 is in mm, so we will have to convert into meter. So you know 10 mm is equal to 1 centimeter, and 1 mm is equal to 1 mm is equal to 10 power minus 3, right? So here it will be 10 power minus 6, okay, into ln A naught by AF. So A naught will be your pi d square, that means 10 square by 4 divided by final area pi 5 square by 4, right? So 4 pi cancel. Okay, till now it is fine, everyone? Okay, so now it will be like 650 into pi by 4 into, okay, so it will be multiplied 10 power minus 6. It will be basically 10 power minus 6 will be in multiplication term, right? So there is one mistake. So it will be in 10 power minus 6. Okay, so ultimately 10 power minus 4, and it was 650 MPa, so it will be 650 into 10 power 6, right, into ln 4. Okay, so now if you find this, then it will come around 707 MPa, right? So the drawing stress which is required for this during this extrusion process, right, or during this drawing process is equal to 707 MPa, right? So if you see, there is no any answer which tells you about the 707 MPa, right? So that's why I think the marks would have been given to all, right? So you can calculate like this. Okay guys, so thank you all for being with us, and God bless you. Hope you will do well in your examination. Thank you.